everybody, it's Julia with Senior Susie Stamps, and I wondered if you've finished all your Christmas cards now and got them in the mail. What are you doing between Christmas and New Year's? And I've got a suggestion for you to help you set yourself up for success for next year's Christmas card season, because I know a lot of us make several dozen cards to send or to donate, and I think sometimes we get a little bit overwhelmed about it. This is my drawer that I keep all of my Christmas sentiments in, and you'll notice on the wood back ones, I stack them in this way rather than like this, because it puts less pressure on the rubber to do that. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to pull their sentiments out, but it doesn't bother me. And I find it much easier to do this process because my sentiments are all right here in one place. I have some sets that I use, as well as just individual sentiments. Let me show you what I've been working on here before I put my Christmas stuff in storage. First of all, I've gone through that box of sentiments and weeded out some that I know I'll never use again. And then I pulled my notebook out, and y'all have seen this before. These are baseball card holders, and I have my little sentiments here. Well, I used quite a few of these this year, of course, and so now I've gone back through. I've already replenished some of the categories, but I wanted to go back in and add just a few extra. And when I do this, I put them on my MISTI if they are that kind of stamp, and I just stamp them, and then I hand cut them with the intention of squaring them up and that sort of thing once I get to the card, because some of these will be fussy cut, and some of them will be whatever. So I'm just going to put these in my little notebook like I do and move on to show you the rest of it, because this year what I discovered was I was really overwhelmed. You know, we've moved twice this year, and I know that that's an unusual year for us, but still, it was one of those years, and you do occasionally have those. And so if you take a few minutes at the end of your Christmas season before you put everything away to set yourself up with a nice notebook like this, then next year it becomes much easier to start and finish the project that you're working on. Let me get these cut, and then we'll move on to the rest of it. And there we go. Now, my second section in this book are the insert pages, and I ran a little short on these lateral side ones. Actually, I didn't use this part of the notebook at all this year, to be honest with you. I used this stamp on all the cards and just moved on with it, because for one thing, I couldn't find this notebook when I was doing that part of the process, and so I just didn't worry about it. But this year now, I have some to go back into my notebook. I have a box full of this, lightweight cardstock that's already cut to 3 3/4 by 5, and that's what fits in these slots. Now, these are something else. They're not the baseball card size. Can't remember, but I'll look for a link to these. They're just the quarter size, and they work really well for the 3 3/4 by 5 inserts. And I just stack them up in a stack that'll fit in there, And if I have a few too many, I just split my stacks. It doesn't bother me to have more than one, like this one, for example. It's got too many in it. So I'll just pull a couple of those out, and we'll put that on the next page. No big deal. So let me get these put in, and then I'll show you the next thing that I've decided to do this year. You can see how helpful these become, and if I wanted to colorize them, all I'd have to do is put a little bit of blending in there, or a stencil, or whatever. I've used Onyx Black VersaFine ink on all of these this year. In the past, I've done red and green and blue and what have you, and that just becomes too much of a challenge to figure out which blue to use and what, so forth and so on. So I've just decided from here on out I'm just going to use my VersaFine black and move on with it. Now the next thing that I've done this year is to do 10 envelopes of 4 different varieties. I've got Christmas trees. I have holly and berries. I have snowflakes and ornaments. And that gives me enough of a variety with 40 envelopes already pre-stamped to get me a good head start on next year. The other thing that I've got in my notebook is some Forever Christmas stamps, and I need to get another couple of packages of this year before they run out, because it's just handier to have your stamps already than go and stand in line in the post office. I've also got some envelope stencils here, and I have my list of who I sent cards to in 2024. So I hope this helps get a concept going for you in your studio, because I can tell you that this is much, much easier than trying to go through and find your sentiment stamps and the rest of it when you're in the midst of designing and making Christmas cards. So I hope y'all have a great week, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye, everybody.